we have to really pay attention to moving forward. Yeah, I think I think peer pressure is kind of combined with so I think peer pressure is part of it, right? But I think, so when we think about you all's world as young people, I think it's a mistake to just kind of think of one root cause. I think it's all these things coming together, right? So it can be peer pressure, it can be distractions in the media, it can be relationships with law enforcement, it can be housing, it can be schools. So all of these things, but can peer pressure be an influence? Surely. Yeah, but I think it's important not just to have it by itself, but to think about it as how it plays out with all these other different things.
I'm not just sure. What is that?
So the Chicago Grassroots Curriculum Task Force was actually started by a group of young folks like yourself. And it started with a group of basic questions. So one of my guys, he and a group of students went around to probably about 25, 30 high schools. They interviewed about 1,500 young folks. And they asked them, what 3 things do you know about Chicago, right? And the 3 things that came up the most: Al Capone, right? Michael Jordan, and the Great Chicago Fire. Right? So those 3 things came up the most. So the group started to say, all right, we don't know a whole lot about our city. So what would it mean to teach about our city through the study of the 5 content areas in school? So reading, language arts, math, science, social studies, PE, and health. Right? So if we thought about those 5, did I say math? I can't remember. Okay, so those 5 areas. And thinking about Chicago, so how can we teach about Chicago through those content areas? So one of the ways that came out was looking at stuff like housing, looking at educational struggles, looking at health and wellness. So the task force is a group of young folks, teachers, a couple of college professors, parents, and community members who have actually tried to develop these curriculum actually around looking at Chicago through those content areas.
Mm-hmm. One last question. Mm-hmm. If you give us any advice, what would it be?
As young folks, I think what's most critical is for you all to continue the type of work that you all are doing, but really always in anything that you all do, be reflective about it, right? So any type of work that you all are doing, think about it in terms of what went well, what didn't go well, and how can you work to improve it. And I think you all have the building blocks in a program like the ones that you all did this summer. So I think continue that work and continue to find others who support you in work like that. I think that's critical as you move on through life, to find folks who are supportive of you all as young folks. Yep.
That was great. Thank you, Mr. DavidStovall.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for the question. Surely, definitely. Yep.